What is good, boys? So we've been making some pretty good progress on the project Skyline, as some of you would have seen on Instagram. I filmed a bunch of clips of what I've been doing over the last few weeks and pretty much got it to a point where it runs and drives. So I'm just going to put a bunch of videos of what we have been doing in here, and then we'll check back soon and we'll go over the car and kind of what we've done and what we need to do next. So watch that and I'll see you shortly. This is sketchy as fuck. We've got no wipers. It's about to rain. I think it's got a wheel bearing issue or something. She's sounding pretty tramway train, but runs, man. Yeah, I don't know what that noise is. Just something's grinding away there. Don't know. Look at that. This is going to be really hard to do. Don't know if it'll do it or not. Wow. Well, that definitely went. Holy shit. One handed and all. Far out, just launched it. Fuck. Oh, bugger me, boys. We did it. There's all sorts of weird shit going on. Power steering's probably leaking like buggery again. But runs and it's a car. Man, I can't believe it. Quite the transformation. I should probably get this thing home before she runs out of gas or completely dies on me. But I just thought I'd take a moment to take it all in. Oh man, I'm chuffed. So, if someone had told you that this was the same car that came with all the rivets about a year ago, I think you'd think they're all shit. So, not bad. Alright, I better get this thing home before something happens. Sketchy as oh, the power steering's kind of getting better. It's got to be wheel bearing or something. Brake pads, maybe metal on metal. I do not know. Would you bloody believe it? That was super sketchy trying to do that little skid down the down in Mexico down there, but it works. And I just sort of launched first gear and it went so hard I couldn't bloody it really caught me off guard there. It just went and I was like, holy shit, it's going. I tried to get the phone up and there's a bit on as you would have seen, but. So this is how she looks now anyway. You would have seen that I put the R32 GDR wheels on it, which I reckon look pretty sweet for now. I have decided to go with the no kit look, just like the classic 32 four-door with like no kit, just slammed on wheels, but you can't go too big of wheels when you have no kit. So I thought the GDRs would be perfect, and they are. So stoked with how it's looking at the moment. Obviously needs a shitload of bodywork, but as you probably would have seen, and I think I briefly touched on it in the driving video, it sounds like a fucking train, like it's rumbling hard out. So these hubs probably haven't actually rotated at like proper velocity for, fuck, I don't know, 5+ years. I wouldn't even be able to tell you. Where's the WAF? Oh, it last had a WAF in 2019? Is that the same windscreen out of the car? Oh, that's not actually too long ago. 2019 they had a WAF, so what are we, 2022? 3 years ago. That's not actually too bad. So maybe they rotated earlier, I don't know. But that's something we've got to address because that just feels like absolute shit. But we do have to do something about the brakes. Obviously it's got no brakes, so kind of the last thing on the priority list, weirdly enough, was to get the brakes functioning, because I was like, well, you can use the handbrake, you can stop. But I did get caught out actually at the bloody down at the old intersection there. Went to put it and it went all the way to the floor, and I was like, oh, fucking pull up, girl. Whilst trying to film. Great, yeah, safe driving there, kids. Don't do as I do, but do as I say, whatever, fuck, I don't know. And I've also been battling this damn power steering system. It is a small boy, little reservoir there, but I was like, it's not going to be getting drifted. Well, I mean, not at this stage anyway. I don't think I want to try take it drifting, but I got a bunch of those reservoirs floating around, so whacked that on there. But I've been having a bit of a time trying to bleed it up. I've also got multiple different power steering pumps around the way, so the first one was definitely no good. She was fucking making a hell of a noise, so whipped that off, put another one on, which I think is better, but it just keeps blowing a lot of fluid out of the reservoir, and I think it's just from all the airlocks. Obviously the rack hasn't had fluid in it for a while, the lines haven't had fluid, so yeah, that's basically the shit way to bleed a power steering reservoir or power steering system. Just whack some fluid in it and just it comes out. There's a proper way to do it, I'm sure, but that works too. So we're slowly getting some power steering back. And apart from that, just a general tidy up is what it needs now. We've still got a bit of a setup going on with the oh, I've left that light on, that's nice. We've still got a hell of a setup with all the wiring going on down here. I think I might have touched on it, chocolate blocks for now, just to make sure it works, and I'll tidy all this away. But there's so much you don't use. Like, that is effectively all auto and ABS stuff on the stage alone, which is insane. And then all of these you don't use. So literally all that the car is running off, that I've had to make it run, is 4 wires. So how crazy is that, you know? Like, and you don't even have to make it run off that. There's water temp, ignition start, tacho gauge, can't remember what that one is, and then the rest, like these 6 here that are wipers, blah blah blah. But there's bugger all that you actually need to make it run. So I know I touched on it before, but still, it's just bloody blows me away that that's all you need to make a different motor out of a different car with a whole different chassis make work in one of these. So good old Nissans, Leo cars. And as for the boot, I can't remember if I showed much on it earlier or not, but I did find some spare time to paint the whole boot, so that has come up pretty mint. Pretty rough, to be fair, but and again, this is all just rigged for now to get it to work. I thought I had a bad earth, so I tried to rig a new earth off there. And then this was some other shit that I had got going on, but yeah, I've got a bracket in there to hold the battery in, so that's all looking pretty good. And I do still have a weird issue with the fuel pump not being able to stop priming. Basically, when the car is in accessory mode, it won't stop priming, and I can't figure out why. Like, I've got all the fuel line switched, feed, whatever you want to call it, label, I mean, to my best of my knowledge, labeled correctly, and all of that kind of stuff. So don't know particularly what's going on there, but doesn't matter, because the fuel pump priming is effectively fuel pump running. So when you start it, it's running, so it doesn't matter. Like, you just don't let it prime for too long, because you probably drain your battery. But yeah, so that's pretty much her as she sits. Running, driving car. Probably sound like a broken record, but man, I am so stoked with the fact that it's even come this far, let alone what's going to be in store for it next. Definitely getting the wheel bearing issue, rumbling noise kind of sorted will definitely be next on the priority list, so we can go for a proper drive and not be all sketchy with the handbrake, and yeah, bleed the brakes up, get that properly sorted, and then we'll start looking at some panel work after that. Yeah, just a skim of bog and try and get all the best bits out of it we can. But that'll pretty much be it for this one, fellas. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Apologies on the pretty shit kind of skid quality vid there, but it was just to prove that it did one. So I'm sure there'll be another once we get things a little bit more sorted. But until next time, thanks for watching. Cheers.